Alright, what should I make a video on this time?
Well, how about the latest iPhone rumors?
And just repeat on how I hate Apple's been designing it again? Dude, these videos have gotten old.
Well, if Apple isn't entertaining anymore, then how about Samsung?
They lost their charm years ago.
Artificial intelligence hasn't lost its charm yet.
You think you're hilarious? That joke was terrible.
Well, if new tech isn't good enough for you, then what about old tech?
Those videos always do poorly.
So what are you going to make a video on?
I don't know. I legit don't know what to do anymore. There aren't really any exciting leaks or rumors to speculate, and Apple's shown that they're completely out of ideas with the majority of their products. The competition isn't any different, and because the current hype in the tech space today is a bunch of BS that isn't useful in day-to-day life, there's nothing left to talk about anymore. And what really confuses me is that despite last year being a terrible year in the gadget space, somehow this channel grew the most compared to my other channel focused on mostly electric vehicles. Despite all of my broken record rants and repetitive videos, you guys somehow thought, yeah, I like this guy. Perhaps I should subscribe. To be clear, I'm not mad at you for subscribing. I do appreciate you hearing what I have to say, even if what I have to say isn't exactly pleasant. But now I'm in a predicament in terms of coming up with content that you guys would like to watch. I can't just keep ranting on the same topics day in, day out. Be honest, that gets boring really fast, and I really don't want to come close to pulling my hair out every video because I have to discuss something that I despise all the time. I don't mind doing it on the occasion because it does add some degree of entertainment, but it's not good for my well-being to be only doing that. But frustration aside, we all should have expected this space would eventually become a lot less exciting than it used to be. Yes, nearly a decade ago, the gadget space was really thriving. Androids were trying all sorts of new things to steal buyers from the established default being the iPhone. Remember the years when Apple made so many controversial decisions like super thinness or removing the headphone jack? Nowadays, we just straight up do not care about either of these factors anymore. However, we're not likely to see things like that anymore. Smartphones have matured. Smartwatches, desktops, laptops, and pretty much every other gadget you can think of has matured. I excluded tablets on purpose because iPadOS still has a long way to go. But what about AR and VR headsets? So far, they haven't really proven their practical use case yet. Because of how impractical these devices are, they don't make sense for the average consumer. And I personally, at least, don't see that problem being fixed anytime soon. And the AI BS? Well, same exact problem. It's impractical. It's inaccurate. And every use case anyone can think of for it is just for lazy people with no work ethic. For the most part, the majority of consumer electronics has matured, with every upgrade for the past half a decade being pretty much incremental upgrades. An extra few percent faster chip here, an extra time increase of battery life there. I haven't really been convinced that we've gotten many camera upgrades at this point either. And this is where one of my biggest fears for this channel comes in. I think I came into this space too late. While I was lucky to come during the transition from Intel to Apple Silicon, there hasn't really been anything big ever since. And while some thought the next big thing after that would be Apple Vision Pro or mixed reality headsets in general, I knew from the very beginning it wasn't. So many people wanted the Apple Vision Pro to be the next big thing, but I've been saying for a long time that it is impossible to escape reality, and trying to ignore it is really bad for your health, both physically and emotionally. And while I understood this from the get-go, most people are sadly going to have to find out about this the hard way. And AI is no different. The only reason it's big right now is because investors are looking for another cash grab, and they believe this is it. And while more people are slowly realizing that fact, it's still infuriating that the big tech overlords like Apple, Google, and Microsoft are refusing to see it. They're too blinded by the poorly invested capital from a multitude of idiots looking for a quick buck to realize the lack of day-to-day practicality of AI. So as of right now, I found myself in this situation where, because there is nothing of excitement anymore, but somehow this channel grew quite substantially, I don't know what to do anymore. The only thing I can think of now is just to find older tech products that I use and making videos about that. However, at least from my performance metrics, those videos don't usually do so well. If I had to guess, it's because both you and I have already seen that stuff and are just waiting for the next big thing. However, I don't think the next big thing is going to happen here in the gadget space. We've invested so much into consumer tech that now it's becoming as mundane as, say, your kitchen stove. Hence why I feel I came into this space too late. So what am I gonna do about it? I'm not completely certain yet. I know I'm not going to completely stop covering new gadgets, but I'm also toying with the idea of introducing a different form of content to this channel. My recent attempt didn't go as I was initially hoping for, so I'm trying to figure out what works. To be clear, I still love tech, and even though I've been actually dedicating more of my focus and energy towards my car channel, none of this means I've completely given up on tech or this channel. The best way I can describe how I feel about this space right now is just painful. It's painful for me to watch all of this AI BS unfold and learn about the infuriating decisions governments are making to slowly destroy a popular choice in the market. And these pain points make it really hard to be a tech enthusiast these days. These are my thoughts on the matter. Do you have a different perspective to share? Feel free to rant away in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And also, feel free to provide any feedback in terms of how my scripting is going, because I am now working on actually scripting my content this time. I'd like to get into that more as I've had issues with rambling so much in the past. I'm just hoping I can use this method of scripting to help clean up my scripts. And yes, I know I'm kind of looking down at the moment as I'm reading it. I'm working on getting a teleprompter to solve the problem. I'm working on it. Give me time, please. All right, thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. This is the Random Alpha Gadgets, signing out.